Michael Sarnoski. I'm the writer-director of Quiet Place Day One. Initially with New York, I feel like we've seen a lot of kind of New York destruction, New York invasion movies. So I thought it would be fun to play in that sandbox. New York disaster films are like a genre in and of themselves. So it was fun to kind of find a little niche in that. And then naturally, New York is an extremely loud place. So we spend the first 25 minutes of the movie kind of in New York as it is, and it's loud and noisy, and there's so much life. And then being able to switch over into the kind of quiet version, the introspective version, is going to be really fun because you will know what you have lost in that process. The main thing was just being very focused on her point of view, and so the scares came naturally through that. I tried hard not to like force anything into that. It was just, okay, she's figuring out this world and she's exploring it, and as she figures it out, here are the things that would jump out at her and be upsetting or startling or terrorizing. That first Quiet Place movie was extremely memorable for everyone because it's easy to kind of say, oh, okay, like monsters that don't make a sound, or that don't, like, you can't make a sound around, like, that's a cool idea, but it was watching how it was executed in a way where that was interwoven with like the form of the film so much. I mean, the sound design in that and how that plays with the main characters, and like it took sort of that concept and went beyond it and made it into such like a quality thing. It kind of elevated it and made it very character driven. And I think honestly that was the main thing, was these are movies about characters. It's a movie about a family in the first and second one. And in this one I just wanted it to be very character focused, and everything was kind of lensed through that. In a lot of ways in the other movies, the real heart of it is making sure that the character stories are playing. So I kind of wanted to make sure I was honoring that. She brought so much emotion to the character scenes, like the scenes of, the dialogue scenes and the scenes where she had to portray so many things that were going on, from terror to sadness, and but then also like she was incredible at like physical performance stuff too. I mean, doing stunt work under the cars and things like that. She can both play very subtle emotional stuff and then just like go do a crazy action scene, which is impressive. I mean, I can't do any of those things. Joe, I mean, the big thing for him was he sent in an audition tape that had just all the kind of sensitivity and warmth and sadness, and he just had something about him that was both like he's both kind of boyish yet also wise beyond his years, and that was really important for Eric. He's got a lot going on. He's kind of traumatized in his own way, but then he also has this kind of wisdom and deep kindness to him. And Joe just kind of has a lot of that very authentically. And he's just been incredible to work with. I mean, he's so young in his career, but he's so talented and so on point with everything he does. And, he's just one of those actors that you can say, like, I just needed a little more of this. And he's like, yep, I know exactly what you mean. I got it. And then he's got it. Like, he's really wonderful to lean on. I mean, Alex Wolff, I loved working with him on my last movie, Pig. I knew I would love working with him on this. I did. He's incredibly committed. I mean, he will bleed for a role. He studied so much to become Ruben and was just so willing to go for it. Jerome was incredible to work with. He was another, I mean, he's just a classic actor in the sense of can bring it, like he knows how to turn it on, turn it off, make it happen. I don't know, he was a joy to work with. I was so lucky to get to work with him. He was wonderful. He can bring so much intensity, but then is still just like the warmest, sweetest person. I mean, he's incredible. He's an incredible talent. I think New York is a central character in this movie. I think everyone in the movie has their own specific relationship to the city. I think the movie plays off of the audience's relationship to the city. I mean, even initially in thinking about this movie, it was about, okay, there are so many movies about New York, especially New York invasion and destruction movies. That's become kind of an iconic cultural thing. There is very much this sense of everyone has their own vision of what New York is. It's kind of relying on the fact that the audience has their own idea of what New York is, and then presenting this sort of specific version that is lensed through Sam's character.